Hello, healers and health seekers. It's me, Ichoda, healing with medical medium information for 4 years and 4 months now. I have been healing from mast cell activation disorder, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, fibromyalgia, hypothyroid, POTS dysautonomia, migraines, anxiety, PTSD, eczema, acne, rosacea, and a whole host of other symptoms and conditions. If you want to know more about my healing journey, links are in the description box below the video. But today, it's time for What's Up Wednesday, and that is when I come in and I make a video about my healing journey and what's been going on with me, and let's get to it. It is so fall now. It's so fall that it's almost winter at this point where I am in the Midwest, and the trees have been making all these beautiful colors, and the last night, like, the temperatures have been dropping a little bit more, and last night the temperatures really dropped because we got this cold rain, and now it is definitely officially like it's getting colder. That was my pug Muffins. She likes to be in the room when I make a video. She will scratch at the door if I don't let her in. And I don't know what she's doing over there. Okay. Snorkeling and sneezing and making all kinds of noise. Usually you hear her snoring in my videos, but right now she's walking around the room doing all kinds of whatever. Okay. I just had to talk about the weather because I'm like, oh, it's cold now. I had to, last night, okay, the room I'm sleeping in gets really cold because, see, there she is. Because the vent that is right up there above where I sleep has to be closed, because once the heat gets turned on, it makes me cough if the vent is blowing. We will remedy this by getting the air ducts cleaned soon. That is on my to-do list of calling them and making an appointment. But what have I been doing lately? What has been going on with me? Oh, I made a video about this, but I haven't posted it, and I'm not sure if I'm going to, so I better just talk about it now. So I have been in like slightly a shingles flare. It's not a bad one. There's not like a ton of pain or anything like that. It's more that the symptoms are just irritating. Like, my back is itchy, and there's been a little bit of pain in my teeth off and on. Sometimes it's more than others. Oh, okay. So I used to have, severe pain in my lower back, in my sacral spots. And those are the two spots, like right on the sacrum. Oh my gosh, they hurt. They used to hurt so much. They would burn so bad, and they were in so much pain all the time. And that pain has thankfully been gone for, I don't even know how long, 3 years or something. It's been gone a long time. And that was like a lifetime of chronic pain that I did not think ever would go, because I always had chronic back pain. But it went. Surprised me. So surprised me. That was nothing short of a miracle, for real. Healing with medical medium information. And every now and again, I will get like a little flare of shingles and of those symptoms, and it'll be like a tiny twinge in my back or something like that. And that has been going on just a little bit, but only on the left side lately. It used to be on both sides. It used to just be everywhere, and now it's just everything's on the left. Everything. The tooth pain's on the left, and then I have that little bit of tiny, like, sciatic whatever, and then sacral spot and sciatic and whatever. And then, so in the front there was like a twinge of pain, sort of in like where, like the crease of the top of my leg. And then on the back, it was numb, like kind of tingly and numb, literally from the base of my skull to my toes. So weird. Like, I am not, that's a symptom I've never gotten before. That's like a new one, but I know that it's shingles related because it's all on the left side, and tingles and numbness is a viral. Oh, and one of the other symptoms that I'll get sometimes is like a tightness in my shoulders, or just kind of my muscles feeling tight and a little bit sore. And I had that for like a couple hours or something. I don't know, like a day or a couple hours. It wasn't very long. It's gone. So I was like, it was just irritating me. It was irritating me, and I just went full shingles protocol. So I had switched, along my healing journey, I switched my supplements and tinctures a few times. And just like I've sort of switched what I'm eating and how I'm eating and stuff like that. Like I've switched a few times. So this most recent time, when Cleanse to Heal came out, I read the Cleanse to Heal book. I went in the back. I looked at all the different protocols and supplements, and was for myself and my husband and my son, I wrote out our supplement protocols, and I was like, okay, this is what we're each going to do. And I took like a combination for myself of like 3 different things. And because I was like, okay, what are currently any prominent symptoms that I have? And I'm like, well, I want to do like weight loss, and there was a couple other things. I can't remember now. I don't remember what the other 2 things were, but there was a couple other things. So I took a combination of the 3 because there's a lot of overlap in like supplements, and I would just take whatever, if there was an overlap, I would just do whatever the higher dose was for anything. Because I'm like, then it's covered. So I just melded those together and did the 3, and then that's what I was doing. But then when this shingles flare happened, which I'm sure was the result of like stress or new exposure, or I don't know, it could be, you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. We can have flares even though we've been healing, and the reason can be a myriad. It could be that it's like old stuff like coming out of the liver. It could be that it's new exposures, new toxins, new pathogens. You could have like a big bout of stress. It could be like something like really stressful going on that's like really running your adrenaline and feeding the pathogens and stuff like that. So there's just all these different things that can be a factor in causing a flare. And it's like, okay, that's fine. It's not a big deal. You can get under control. And my method personally for doing that this time was to go to the Cleanse to Heal book, look at the shingles protocol, because I know these are all shingles symptoms, and I was just like, that's it. Shingles protocol. That's what I'm doing. So I just went straight shingles protocol. And again, in the Cleanse to Heal book, Medical Medium says you don't have to do all these supplements if you don't like, you don't have to do it all at once or anything like that. What you can do is you can start with a couple, and then if that doesn't work, you can add in a couple more or one more or whatever. Whatever you feel like you want to do. And you can hit it harder. And I was just like, nope, I'm hitting it with everything. So I took all this stuff, because we had most of them already anyway. But there's just a couple other ones that I had to order and start, like propolis. Oh, I hate the taste. I hate the taste because of what it's suspended in. Like, propolis itself is fine, but the liquid that they need to use to extract it or whatever, ugh, gross. But you know what? Oh my gosh, when I take it, it works. I've been out of it for a little bit, but when I was taking it, I could not believe how fast. The impetus for me was like the tooth pain. And so when I started taking it, I could not believe how fast it got rid of the tooth pain. Like, California Poppy helps, and it gets rid of it more slowly and over time. But propolis was like boom, boom, boom. Oh, I know what else too, because I had a couple of canker sores, and I was like, okay, so I put propolis straight on the canker sores. Yeah, I really was having a like this. Maybe I picked up something new, and it sort of activated the other ones, because that can happen too. Like, if your body is fighting off a new one, it like can take down the reserves of fighting off the ones you've already got going on. So anyway, it just adds to the load, right? So I had the canker sores, and I put the propolis on the canker sores, and I would try to put it on as much as possible because obviously the inside of your mouth is wet and saliva and you swallow stuff and whatever. And oh my gosh, the next day, gone. No pain, nothing. And I had been having pain for like 3 days, and it was really bad. Like I couldn't chew or anything because it hurt so much. Gone. I was just like, what? Propolis is a miracle. So, and medical medium has said in like recent lives, there was one not too long ago, and he was talking about the shingles, and he said, I really like propolis for shingles. And he said, I like it even above what he had recommended before, which was, I think, lobelia, or I can't remember if he said I like it even more now than like ALA or lobelia, because those are both two things for shingles, if I remember correctly. Sometimes I get the L ones, Lomatium, lobelia, confused, but I believe it was lobelia that I was taking at one point for shingles, and then I stopped taking it. I think it ran out and I just forgot to reorder is what happened. Anyway, that's a little bit of a detour from what I was talking about, but propolis is a miracle, but I ran out. I ran out, and then I reordered from Amazon, and then they lost my order. Sure they did. And I had to reorder it again. So I'm still waiting for it to get here. It's supposed to be here today. And it works so well that I don't even care how bad it tastes. Like, that's how well and it works and how effective it is. So I can't wait to get back on it because I know it's going to just like these symptoms. And already they've been going down since I shifted to the full shingles protocol, and I've been hitting it hard. It's already, these symptoms have gone down so much. Like my tooth pain's gone. Yay. I still have, and then the pain in my back is gone, and the numbness is almost gone, but still kind of a little bit there in the back. It's so weird because I haven't had that one before, which is what makes me think like, is this new, or is this something that's been sitting in my liver a long time? I don't know. It's not even important. I know it's like my analytical Virgo brain wants to know and figure it out, but it's not even really important. The important thing is look at your symptoms. What do you got going on? What can you do more to help it? And cleansing would totally help it more too. And I've been struggling a little bit to get back on the cleanse because with this cold weather. So something happens to me in the past several rounds of, see, there she goes snoring. Something happens to me in the advanced 369 cleanse where on day 9, that's the juice day. I love the juice day because I love all of the melons and all of the delicious juices. The orange juice, oh my gosh, it's like such a decadent, it's such a treat, honestly. I love the orange juice. But I get cold. Like day 8 and day 9, I end up just being so cold. And with the weather, that's fine in the summer. It's just like whatever, I'll get over it. But when it's cold outside and cold in my room, oh, I forgot to finish what I was saying about that. We'll get the air ducts clean, but it gets so cold in here that like last night I slept with like all my warm pajamas on, and I have this like sweatshirt material, like this, it's this cotton robe, but it's like sleeves and it goes all the way down to the floor, and it's really thick and warm. And so I put that on. It's even got a hood. I didn't put the hood on, but I could have. Oh, I could have. I always forget it has a hood. And then I had like 3 layers of blankets on top of that. And throughout the night, like I do warm up and then I end up taking blankets off, but it was cold. And it's not even cold outside yet. Do you understand? Like it's like, I don't know, 50, 60 degrees. It's not that Fahrenheit, 50, 60 degrees, not that cold, but I get cold. And on day 9, I get cold, and now I'm a little bit like leery of it. So and another thing, there's another factor in that, it's not just that all by itself, but I also am having a hard time because I also am the person who prepares food for my family. in addition to my food, they're not eating raw food. They're not eating cleansed food. I mean, they'd eat some, but they're not like, they have cooked meals for dinner and often lunch as well. And I'm the one who mostly prepares those meals. So if I am cleansing and I have to focus on making all my food, I have a hard time also making their food. And then I tend to just kind of make the same easy things over and over again. And I am trying so hard to figure out like how I can find a balance between being able to make all my cleansed foods and making their food, and also being able to do things like make videos or just reach out and post on social media about my experiences and stuff like that, because I just feel like it's important, because I just want to share this with everybody and share like you can heal and how much difference it makes. And I have these experiences, and that's important to me to be able to do. And then I have other things that want my time. I have my garden, and that needs attention and tending. Well, it rained last night, so I didn't have to water today. But I do still have these seedlings that, it's not like it was in summer. I just don't have as much time to dedicate to it. And you can tell the poor seedlings are just like, help, what do we do? I'm trying. And then there's other things like I need to sew some patches on some clothes for my son, like just kind of lounge clothes, but they all tear in the same spot. And I need to like make this plush, and there's just all these things like sewing projects and things that I want to do. I just don't have enough hours in the day. So I was having trouble staying on the cleanse as far as or even restarting it, because each time I do it, I end up taking a break in between. Like I want to go consecutive rounds, but it just kind of doesn't work out with scheduling with my family to do that, because I need to be able to fully rest on day 9. And sometimes getting all the food in time and stuff like that. Like there's just different things that happen. I'm not a single person or a person without children or something like that. So I do have responsibilities as a mother, and we're working it out, I mean, we also homeschool my son, and so that is taking a lot of time. Like he is very interested in going to college, and we're trying to get him up to speed, for college. It's just a lot. There's a lot of things that want my attention and that I want to give attention to, and I'm trying to find the balance that works for at least a few of those things at once. Sometimes I can do the cleanse and do like rounds of the cleanse and then another round, starting the next Saturday and stuff like that. And other times it's just like, I haven't really made any creative meals for my family in a while. Let me just take a break and focus on doing that. So maybe if I can kind of get in a better routine of making creative meals for my family again, I can get back on the 369 cleanse. And why are you so keen to get back on the 369 cleanse, Ichota, you might ask? Because I get such incredible results with it. I have better energy. I have more of a creative flow. I have less brain fog. It's not that I have like heavy brain fog, but again, like these little symptoms, like it'll like creep in a little bit or whatever. And then what's going on out in the world, I feel better protected from all of that. And I just feel more myself and more capable, just capable and functional and on. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm the best me I can be when I'm doing this cleanse. And I lose weight. And I, like I said, I have consistent energy throughout the day, and it's really good. So I don't want to lose that momentum either of all the rounds that I've done. Like I love that momentum, and I just want to keep it going and keep doing it. So it is important to me to get back on the Advanced 369 cleanse. I freaking love that cleanse. And a good friend of mine she's done it, and now she's doing like rounds of the 789, and she still feels really good. And when I try to do the 789, now this just goes to show that we are all very different, and we're at different places in our worlds and what we can do and stuff like that. But when I tried to do consecutive rounds of the 7-8-9 after doing the 3-6-9 cleanse, I couldn't handle it. It was too much, and I was too cold, and it was too emotional, and there was all this stuff going on, and I was like, it was just so intense, and I couldn't, it was like too much detox for me. I don't know. I wasn't ready. But I want to try it again. I do. Because I do feel like even now I'm stronger than I was at that point, and that was just a few months ago. So I'm like, maybe I could try it again. But anyway, if I would just stop being so cold on day 9, because it's cold in here. Like, I'm sitting in front of the window and the shade's open so that I can have light, and it's colder with the shade open. It's just cold. Like, this is, it's just colder already, and I'm just like, how is it going to be in winter? I mean, I'm already like bundling up with everything. So we'll see how that is. But I do want to get back on it. I love the way I feel when I'm eating all raw like that, and I know those specific foods are geared to just really clearing out my liver. But at the same time, when the weather turns colder, oh boy, do I love soups and casseroles. I'm going to tell you, I made this pot pie the other night. Healing with Susan Wolf had posted a recipe for it, and she used the medical medium pizza crust as like the top for the pot pie. So I did the same thing, and I used slightly different ingredients to her. She used salt, and I didn't use salt. I used maple syrup instead, because that's what I do in place of salt. And I know that sounds weird, but it totally works for me and my family. And for some reason, like upping the sweet, it just ups the flavor, and it takes the place of salt. And and I did a little spice too. And I did seasonings a little bit differently, but oh my goodness, the pot pie was so good. So good. And I baked them in individual like ramekins and stuff. And I don't know if you guys, like when you were kids, when I was a kid, pot pie was like a rare treat. My mom had never made it. I never had it from scratch. I never had. But you would get those little packaged pot pies in their little individual containers and bake them and eat them. And they were just like one of my favorite things ever. And so this had that like emotional component, like, oh, it's pot pie. I don't know. It was so delicious though. So delicious. The filling was so good. It turned out better than I expected. And my son loved it, which was, again, he is my biggest critic of anything I make, because he's particular about textures and flavors. And so if I make something new, it's always like, oh, is he gonna like this? Like, I was super surprised because he really liked that okra stew that I made the other day, which the recipe is posted on my Instagram if you're interested in seeing it. And we loved it. The whole family loved it. And I was stunned, because okra is a texture that not everybody enjoys. I love it, but it's not everybody does. And he loved that stew. So happy. And then the pot pie. He loved the pot pie. And I was like, yes, that's like 2 meals in a row that he has loved that were new to him. So that's like an awesome score. I will definitely make it again. Anyway, I gotta stop talking about it because I'm making myself hungry. That's my problem. So I just need to find some kind of way, because when I do make creative meals for my family, I end up in the kitchen for like most of the day, like really most of the day. And when I'm making foods for my cleanse, I also end up in the kitchen most of the day, and I can't seem to combine those two things. It's like I'm either making all my cleanse foods appropriately, or I'm making food for them. So basically what I do is I kind of do a loose version of the advanced 3-6-9 until dinner. So every morning, lemon water, celery juice, heavy metal detox smoothie, all 30 minutes apart. After the heavy metal detox smoothie, I try to have an apple or 2. Then I'll have the spinach soup. And I do add a couple of dates and some hot pepper to my spinach soup because I love it that way. And honestly, lately I've been drinking it out of a smoothie container so that I can just still do all the other stuff in the kitchen while I'm, make stuff for then. I'll try to have something in mind that I want to make. Like today I have something in mind. I got all the ingredients for it, so I'm going to make this today. It's this Portobello Stew. I'm going to make that, although I am stopping to make a video. Normally I would be in the kitchen right now still putting all that together. Like I like to find things that I can throw together in the Instant Pot or throw together in a casserole and just bake it. So that's kind of been my struggle though this week, like the minor symptoms. My pug snoring. She's so sweet. I love her so much. And my ongoing struggle is like, how do I make all the raw foods and make all the foods for them and then not spend my entire life in the kitchen? It's ongoing. It's ongoing. But my spirits have been good, and that is super important. Like my moods have been up, and I am crazy loving the Medical Medium podcast and every single episode he's putting out. Today, as I film this, he just put out the B12 episode, and I know you would think, for heaven's sakes, you've been following his information for 4 years and 4 months now. I mean, don't you think you have it all? And then no way, man, because first of all, things change a little, like here and there. Like the foundation information is the same, but he adds to it. He adds to it over time, and there's always, always, always something new that I hear, or some way that I am deepening my understanding. Now, I've known for 4 years from him that B12 is important to supplement, and why and where it comes from. That we get it from the elevated biotics on plants and not from meat and stuff like that. But what I didn't know are the details of how it works and why we don't get it from meat, and how it works for the animals and how it works for us, and there's so many details that he went into. And then the poems at the end of every episode, oh man, I've been writing those down in a journal because they are so powerful, just so I can go over them line by line, word by word, and really grok the full meaning of each sentence, because every sentence has deep meaning of those poems, honestly, of the whole episode, really. It does not even confine to the poems, but the poems at the end, it's like he packs so much into there. And there's a lot between the lines that if you really are listening to what he's saying and hear what he's saying, it's like, oh, he just said that. And I'm loving it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. Yes. And the meditations. I'm still every night and or every morning I'm doing one of the meditations. So at night it alternates between Free as a Bird and the moon meditation. And in the morning it's pretty much always the brain meditation. And I try to do 2 a day, 1 at night and 1 in the morning. Most of the time I succeed. Sometimes I get up in the morning, I'm late getting up, there's stuff that needs my attention more, and so I'll go off and do that, and I'm not able to do it. And occasionally, like last night, I didn't do a meditation because I am engrossed in this book I'm reading. So that's what's been going on for me lately. That's just what I've been doing, and just trying to keep all the balls in the air that I'm juggling. But I'm really enjoying it. Like I'm loving it, and I'm feeling good. But I do notice when I eat more cooked food, it's like I want those soups, but when I eat them, I eat a little more cooked food, I'm a little less energetic and I'm a little more tired. Oh, you know what else too? Because for a while, the swelling in my ankle went away, in my right ankle. it's not all the way back again, but it's a little bit coming back again. And I want it to go away forever and ever. I want my feet to be their normal size. So it's things like that. But I think sometimes I have to just be okay with what I can do and just know that when I can do more, I'll do more. I know I will, because I'm gonna take this time right now to practice just making creative meals for my family and get a few more staples in that I can maybe rotate, so that I'm more practiced at making those, so that maybe I can then get back to doing the cleanse and then still be able to make these dishes for my family without having it be the same thing over and over again. So that's the owl. Did you hear her? Oh. Or him. I think it's a him, actually. I don't know. Do it again. That's my friend. We have an owl. I posted about him on my Instagram. Oh my gosh. I hope the microphone's picking all this up. I wonder where the owl goes all summer. I don't see him all summer, but then it gets cold and then there he is, hanging out, hooting and hollering, peeking out of the forest and letting me see him. What a gift. Okay. I'm sorry, I just had to. Oh, that was so exciting. Okay. I want to make videos that are going to be relevant to you, as well as documenting my healing journey. I'm going to always make What's Up Wednesday videos, because those are partly for me to document my healing journey, and then just for anyone that they inspire. I want people to know that they can heal. I want people to know there's always a way forward, and that you don't have to struggle and suffer, and that this can pass. It can pass. And so I will always make my What's Up Wednesday videos documenting my healing journey, but I can talk about other topics within, healing as well. And I'm happy to. If anyone has questions, just let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see me make. And I want to thank you so much for watching, my healers and health seekers. I really appreciate your presence and your company, and I love hearing your comments, and I love hearing from you, and I especially just get so excited when people say your videos inspired me in some way. I'm not asking for that kind of feedback. I just am excited when I know that they could make a difference for anybody. It warms my heart so much. Oh my gosh, it just makes me so happy, because I never thought that they would have even half the impact that people have told me that they do. And oh my gosh, it's everything. So enough gushing from me. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up below. It helps the channel be viewable to other people, and you can subscribe to the channel by hitting the subscribe button over there, or ding the bell next to it if you want to be notified when I post new videos. And since my upload schedule is so inconsistent, I love you so much, my healers and health seekers. Remember that you can heal. Remember to always stay curious. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.